President Joe Biden to attend dignified transfer for U.S. troops. Wilmington, Delaware. AP. President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden will join grieving families at Dover Air Force Base on Friday to honor 3 American servicemembers killed in a drone attack in Jordan, a solemn ritual that has become relatively uncommon in recent years as the U.S. withdrew from conflicts abroad. The Bidens will attend a dignified transfer as the remains of the troops killed in the overnight assault Sunday return to U.S. soil. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin will join the Bidens for the transfer in Dover, where such events take place when U.S. servicemembers are killed in action. The servicemembers killed Sunday were all from Georgia: Sergeant William Jerome Rivers of Carrollton, Sergeant Kennedy Sanders of Waycross, and Sergeant Breonna Moffett of Savannah. Sanders and Moffett were posthumously promoted to sergeant rank. The deaths were the first U.S. fatalities blamed on Iran-backed militia groups, who for months have been intensifying their attacks on American forces in the region following the onset of the Israel-Hamas war in October. Separately, 2 Navy SEALs died during a January mission to board an unflagged ship that was carrying illicit Iranian-made weapons to Yemen. These service members embodied the very best of our nation, unwavering in their bravery, unflinching in their duty, unbending in their commitment to our country, risking their own safety for the safety of their fellow Americans, and our allies and partners with whom we stand in the fight against terrorism, Biden said earlier this week. It is a fight we will not cease. At Thursday's National Prayer Breakfast at the Capitol, Biden acknowledged Rivers, Moffett and Sanders by name, again vowing to never forget their sacrifice to the nation. This combination of photos provided by Sean Sanders, left, and the U.S. Army, center and right, show from left to right: SPC, Kennedy Sanders, SGT, William Jerome Rivers, and SPC, Breonna Alexandria Moffett. The 3 U.S. Army Reserve soldiers from Georgia were killed by a drone strike Sunday, January 28, 2024, on their base in Jordan near the Syrian border. Sean Sanders and U.S. Army via AP. They risked it all, the president said. Rivers, Sanders and Moffett hailed from different corners of Georgia but were brought together in the same company of Army engineers that was based in Fort Moore. Sanders and Moffett, in particular, were close friends who regularly popped in on each other's phone calls with their families back home. Moffett had turned 23 years old just 9 days before she was killed. She had joined the Army Reserves in 2019, but also worked for a home care provider to cook, clean and run errands for people with disabilities. Sanders, 24, worked at a pharmacy while studying to become an X-ray technician and coached children's soccer and basketball. She had volunteered for the deployment because she wanted to see different parts of the world, according to her parents. Rivers, who was 46 years old and went by Jerome, joined the Army Reserve in New Jersey in 2011 and served a 9-month tour in Iraq in 2018. Biden will not speak during the dignified transfer, a mournful ritual that, in recent years, has become increasingly uncommon as the U.S. withdrew from conflicts abroad, most notably the war in Afghanistan, where U.S. involvement lasted 2 decades. According to the most recent statistics available from the Defense Department, no servicemembers were killed as a result of hostile action in 2022. 13 servicemembers were killed as a result of hostile action the year prior during the fall of Kabul in Afghanistan, when a suicide bomber at the airport's Abbey Gate killed 11 Marines, 1 sailor and 1 soldier. 9 servicemembers were killed as a result of hostile action in 2020. Friday will be the second dignified transfer Biden attends as president. In August 2021, he took part in the ritual for the 13 servicemembers killed during the suicide bombing in Kabul. As vice president, Biden in 2016 attended a dignified transfer for 2 U.S. soldiers killed in a suicide blast at Bagram Airfield. He also attended one as a senator in 2008 after the family requested his presence and the Pentagon gave him permission to do so. The U.S. government said this week that the Islamic resistance in Iraq, an umbrella group of Iran-backed militias that includes the group Kataib Hezbollah, had planned, resourced and facilitated the overnight drone attack. While Biden and White House officials have stressed that they don't want a broader war with Iran, The administration has also warned that its response to the deadly assault won't be a one-off. More than 40 troops were also injured in the Sunday drone attack at Tower 22, a secretive U.S. military desert outpost whose location allows U.S. forces to infiltrate and quietly leave Syria. Associated Press writer Tara Kopp contributed to this report.